Well, let's call the meeting to order. It's 5:30. Would you like to take care of roll call, Teresa?
Sure. Commissioner McDonald?
Here.
Commissioner Bennett? Here. Commissioner Davis?
Here.
Vice Chair Sloan?
Here.
Chair Riker?
Here.
All present?
Very good. All right. The invocation and pledge. Let's see. Regis did it last time. I did it the time before. Do you want to do it, Nelson?
Absolutely.
Thank
It'd be
you.
my pleasure.
Okay.
We're going to do the prayer first and then the pledge?
Yes, I think that's good, yes.
Thank you.
Heavenly Father, we pray that you give us wisdom, clarity, and insight that we might govern the Housing Authority well, guide Teresa as the executive director of it. Let us hear from you with your voice, and even what is not maybe tangibly, give us the guidance to know and do the right things that would benefit those who need housing. All of the areas that is governed by Teresa Pope and her Housing Authority. We pray in Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
If we could stand for the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Do we have any public that wants to participate today? No. Okay. Tenant charge-offs? None?
Approval of the minutes?
Approval of the minutes.
I'm sorry?
Approval of the minutes?
Oh, I'm sorry. I skipped right over that.
It kind of blends right in.
All right. Did everyone have a chance to look at the minutes? And if so, I'll take a motion and
Well,
a
I see
second.
something that might need to be changed.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Under West Side Phase 2, we were not selected for 2025, correct? We'll reapply for 2026.
26.
It says we were not selected for 2026. That's on the
We
second page.
applied in 25 for 26 funding,
Oh, and we
So
were not
we'll-
selected for 26?
Yeah.
Okay.
so we'll apply at the end of
For
26 for
2027.
27 funding.
Okay, got it.
Yes.
Any other
Thank you.
comments?
I make a motion the minutes be approved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
None opposed, motion carries. All right, now we can move down to the tenant account charge-offs, which there are none. Assets to condemn, there are none. Director's report, you're up, Teresa, with the vacancy.
Okay, our first one is the public housing vacancy report, which we have no vacancies at this time.
Can I
We
ask
did
a-
have a move out, January 29th. The apartment 27 Enterprise Homes, the tenant moved out without relocation assistance. Dimick Street, Open Market, there are no vacancies. We had a move-in December 31st in Anasterio at 527 Julia Street, and she is a transitional supportive housing family. The other transitional supportive housing family that moved in May 1st of 2025 is doing an excellent job. And she's paying her rent, she's taking care of her house, and she will become a permanent tenant.
That's a success story.
Yes, a success.
Yes, big time.
Development Corporation, we still have 115 West Turgot. Ms. Carmen has sent out about 10 applications for that. We haven't got any back yet. We did send out about 4 applications for 900 Roper Street. 900 Roper Street became empty January 31st. The unit has been turned and it is available for rent. And they are advertised on the website and our Facebook page. And this is apparently not an uncommon event. We were on a call today with some of the FARO board members, and they're having the same situations in Pinellas County where they can't get the houses leased. So
What do they say is the reason?
just people aren't moving right now, can't afford to move. Even
With the-
affordable housing.
With those who apply, is it anything about the deposit?
No, because our deposits are $500. So,
Is it anything about the deposit? Do you think it might be something about the housing deposit and the utility deposit that may be crossroading someone's rent?
I don't think it's that. I think a lot of the people that have applied are over income. And what's happening is we're advertising the price on Facebook and they're thinking, oh, I can get a really cheap place, but they don't realize that income limitations apply. They can't have too much income to also rent a place. And a lot of the people coming back have way over the income that's needed to rent the unit.
I forget because I haven't seen it in a while. Are those limitations indicated in both the Facebook and whatever else we send out?
The limitations are not. That's a good idea. I think that's a good idea. We can put we do put in that have to be income qualified, but we're not putting the limitations on there.
I think they may see income qualified as being able to pay the rent.
Yes.
Not as anything else. But perhaps-
That's a good idea. I'll put that on there.
Would you consider transitional housing in either of those places?
Yes.
Someone transitional? Okay.
Okay, that's all I have for the vacancy reports.
Is it too crazy to think about putting a for rent sign out in the yard?
No, we can do that.
Did that
We've
ever
done that
work?
before, but we don't have as much feedback from the for rent signs as we do with the online advertisements.
I was just thinking if people had friends, they could
Yeah.
tell their friends.
Yeah, we'll put that for rent signs out too.
Only if it works, Teresa. I don't know what works. I was just.
Anything can work
you
right
know.
now.
Well, a for rent sign sometimes generates a lot of phone calls that aren't good ones,
Right.
What's
Yeah.
that?
you know,
Yeah,
because
for
they
rent
don't know
sign,
what
yeah.
the rent is, or they
Yeah,
don't, you know.
criteria.
Yeah, but at least we'd get the phone calls and we could answer the questions.
Mhm.
Can you provide us with the income criteria again? Because maybe there may be someone around.
It goes by the income limits that HUD puts out every year. It's the HUD income limits it goes by the family size, how the number of people in the household.
Okay.
So I would need to put the entire list on there. So, because I don't know how many people are in that household.
Right.
So I would have to take a picture of and add that picture to the website.
That'd be great, because we may come across some people.
Okay,
Well, you might, in your work that you do,
Yeah.
Regis, yeah. Yeah.
We may.
Okay, well, thank you, Teresa.
thank you for the ideas.
Do you want to go over the property report?
Sure. Okay, so first one is our public housing property report. Of course, we have 126 units. We're doing this December report. We have 51 available units. We have 23 that are occupied and 28 that are vacant. We have 74 approved for demo. We have 40 under Hurricane Ian. One is a non-dwelling unit, which is the CRC office, and we have one vacant ready. Okay, I got to change that one because that's been, I think I put that on there with the gentleman that moved out didn't realize that we're not going to be renting that unit, so we do not have one vacant ready. We did one vacant unit turned in December. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. This was one of the units in Donley Homes. We had a family move out. We transferred a gentleman into that unit. We turned that unit, we did the rehab on that unit, transferred one of the people that were already in Donley Homes to that unit, and then we rehabbed his unit. So we rehabbed 2 units in Donley Homes within November and December. The one that went into his unit was a relocation from Enterprise Homes. And she's very, very happy with that move.
Okay, good.
So, unit was down 6 days. It was in make-ready 25 days, turned the unit in 31 days. And that was the move-in that was transferred from Enterprise Homes. So we paid the relocation for that. Recertifications. Oh, yes, there were 2 recertifications for public housing due. We completed 2. A total of 22 were completed as of December. We had 4 emergency work orders and 4 completed in 24 hours. We had a prior balance of work orders of 29, 213 called in, a total of 242, 208 completed, a balance of 34. Ms. Sonia is working diligently with Ms. Carmen. We have changed the way that we are processing work orders so that we don't have as many open work orders now. And the ones that are open are ones that we're either ordering parts for or we're waiting for a contractor to complete. So we are working on those numbers to get those down. The year-to-date requested is 1,882. We've completed 1,848. We have 34 open. Average hours to complete was 44, and that's a 0.21 days. Unit inspections required is 12. We have completed all 12 inspections this year, and they're moved to work repairs. On our accounts receivable, anybody have any questions up to now?
I did have a question on the vacancy. Can I
Yes.
go back to that real quick? For December, it says 49%, which it says was also the same in November, but total occupied dropped by 2. So if you divide 23
Oh.
by 51, it's 45%, not
Okay.
49%.
Thank you. I will make that change. Thank you.
Sure.
Okay.
But
Any other questions?
We really don't have 45 units for people to live in because they're going to be
No, what we
demolished.
have
But we
right
have to show
now,
it this way, is that
we're
right?
showing 23 units that are occupied.
Right.
But we really don't have 28 vacant, like, that we can rent, right?
No, we can't rent those, but we're
Because they're going
just,
to be but we
we're-
just have to show it this way on the report.
correct.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, we're showing the difference between the 51 that were available.
Okay,
That's
thanks,
not
Teresa.
listed in the below.
Got it.
Okay, accounts receivable. We have $13,050 in rent charges. No other charges. We received $14,137 in payments, which was some of the loss that we had the month before that they paid. So we had income of $1,087 at 108.33% of gross collections. Year-to-date charges were $151,318 with payments of $149,146 with a 98.56% collection rate. We have 222 families on our combined move to work wait list. Any questions on the income?
I'm good.
Okay, onto the open market program. We have 10 units. There were 10 available and 10 occupied. There were 2 units turned in December. There were, with a total of 337 open days or vacant days and 169-day turnover for 2 units. We're working on getting those numbers down by using a third-party contractor now, which we require them to give us quotes, and they have 14 days to turn the unit. So a lot of that unit, the unit turnover was actually 127 days. That's the 210 days that we're waiting to lease it. So that's the leasing problem again.
Because we do have 2 vacants, correct?
Well, these were the open market units,
Okay.
but those have been rented since that time.
Okay.
We had 1 recertification, 1 completed, and 7 completed for the year. Non-emergency work orders, there were no emergency work orders. 6 non-emergency carried over from the previous month, 45 called in, a total of 51, 45 completed. So we're working on finding out where that 6 is, because they're completing those unit work orders every month. We had a 382 year-to-date, 376, which left us 13 average hours to complete, 0.03 days. Inspections required was 10. We completed 1 in December, a total of 7 for the year. We have 3 left to complete before March 31st.
Teresa, are some of these days that seem longer than others occurred because several of the units, if memory serves me correctly, were left in very, very poor and dangerous condition, one of them was.
Yes, yes, some of the units were in very bad shape.
Right.
So the 900 Roper Street, some of these units were, especially with the transitional supportive housing, are very challenging families. And, you know, if they don't do their program the way they should with the FSS worker and the referral agency, they just kind of disappear and things go haywire.
Well, they tend to be families who've never had sustained housing.
Correct.
Which is one of the big challenges.
Yes,
They've
it's
never
very
been in a
challenging.
sustained housing environment. Therefore, it's very hard for them to figure out how to keep sustaining it because they've never experienced it.
Correct. Correct. And then if they stop paying their rent, it takes us
Right.
3 to 4 months to get them out.
Right.
So that's 3 or 4 months of income we're not receiving because they don't pay their rent once the eviction started. Okay, any other questions? Okay, moving on. Accounts receivable, we had $11,390 in rent charges, no other charges. Payments of $10,397 with a 91.28% collection rate. We had total charges for the year of $83,508, payments of $80,679 with a total collection rate for the year of 96.61%.
I think what needs to be pointed out perhaps to some of the newer members of the commission is that the one strike and the evictions are really down, down, down. And that is a compliment to you, Teresa, and to the staff.
Yes.
To keep having residents who understand the responsibility that they are engaged in and who are more likely to appreciate the fact that if something occurs, they know that one strike you're out, and they know if eviction starts, that it really is going to end your opportunity to have housing anyplace. It really is. And that's an educational process
It is.
as much as anything else. It's been my experience anyway.
I've also gone back to the way we used to do it before we started filing evictions. I would have the caseworker call the tenant and say, directors file an eviction tomorrow, you need to get your rent in here today by 4:30. And 90% of the time, they will leave work and pay their rent. So it's working,
You have to do it. Well, it has to be consistent.
yes,
Big issue is consistency,
yes.
for me anyway.
Although we shouldn't have to call them, but
They get plenty of notices
they get plenty of notices.
in advance of it.
They don't go to the mailbox. No one opens the mail, because if you open the mail, you know it's not
Bad
going to be
news.
good. So
I
they don't
think
open
the biggest issue we have as a housing authority is when you're in the real estate business, you all know as a renter, you get 3-day notice. With a housing authority, you get, first off, a 14-day notice. We're not allowed to give 3-day notices. When COVID hit, that 14-day notice turned to 30-day notice. If we're mailing the notices, that's an extra 5 days. So now you're looking at, they get an extra 35 days to pay their rent before I can start eviction. And by that time, the next month has already started. So right now, we're collecting rent in February for January. So, and we're hoping that HUD reverses that back to the 14 days, because that was a little more manageable.
They
30,
have to get
30
mailed,
days.
or can you post them on the door, or they have to get mailed?
We are posting them on the
Okay.
door now, because that gives them the exact 30
Right.
days.
Right.
But it's still very hard to manage. Because, for example, February, we send our notices out on, rent's due the 5th. Notices go out the 6th. Well, the 5th was a Friday, Saturday's the 6th. Notices didn't go out till today. So you got your weekends and holidays and different things like that to take in consideration.
Well, you just have to do the best you can with it, Teresa, because it makes me think about, what about the Section 8 landlords? They have the same kind of situation, only magnified.
Everybody does.
Yeah, but they're not required to do the 30-day notice. They can still do their 3-day notice
Right.
That's true.
because they're a private landlord.
Speeds things up a little bit.
Yes. Okay, so for Development Corporation, in December, 12 units available, 12 total occupied was 11, 1 vacant. We had 1 vacant ready, and that was vacant ready, looks like in October. So that's the one that's been at 115 West
Turgot.
Turgot,
Yeah.
that's been open. We had no move-ins and no move-outs. We have completed 9 recertifications for the year. 1 emergency work order in December that was completed in 24 hours. We had 12 non-emergency work order carryover from November. 69 called in, 81 completed, total to be completed. 69 completed with a balance of 12. As you see, as I said, the work order system is being tweaked and processes are being changed, so these numbers should change. 660 work orders called in for the year, 648 completed, leaving 12 open, and 16 average hours to complete at 0.24 days. Inspections, 12 required for inspections, 11 have been completed for the year, and there's 1 that we're still waiting to complete. We complete inspections as the annual renewals come through. Accounts receivable, we charged $313,627, 292 in other charges, a total of 13,919, a collection of 16,005, which was some of the loss from the month before, with a positive balance of 2,086, 114.99% collection rate. Year-to-date, 127,564, collected 123,437, with a 96.76 collection rate. And that's it for the property reports. That's for public housing.
Is there a particular challenge with Turget? I'm trying to place that particular property.
No, it's just, you know,
Nice apartment.
we did have it rented. We did have it rented, and I think it was November. But something happened where a week after they tried to move in, they turned the unit down and moved back out. So we just refunded the money and started over. So we did have somebody there, but it wasn't long enough to even count.
It's a nice unit, it's right up the street from the school.
It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, right by the YMCA,
Right.
across from the Hawks Park.
Nice
Yeah,
Unit.
okay.
Yeah,
Not too close to the railroad or anything?
no, no,
Nice.
beautiful unit,
Interesting. Okay.
yeah. Okay, I'm done with the property reports.
All right, that puts us to the, well, FSS is next, if you want to do that,
The HCV report,
right?
okay. That's the new report.
Oh, you want, oh, okay,
Okay.
great. Let's do that.
Nelson, did you receive that email?
Maybe.
You mean the
What date,
VMS?
what date did that email
It's
come
the
out?
VMS
The
report.
VMS
I
report.
sent it out this morning.
Oh, no, I've been in school all day.
Well, it's all kind of colors.
9/22.
Nelson, you can have mine and I'll look on, if you'd like. Sorry. Michelle.
Sure.
I got the email you sent at 9/22 with the corrected budget, but VMS?
Yes, VMS report. It's actually HCV,
Oh, yeah,
HCV report.
yeah, I've got it. Thank you.
The one you sent out was just this one page, and then there were 2 other pages attached, so I was wondering what that was about, actually.
Okay, so
Since they don't match.
there is one. Okay, so there's one that's 2 pages long. There's 2 of them.
Uh-huh,
It should be 2 of them with 2 pages each.
yeah.
Okay, one is for mainstream vouchers and one is for regular vouchers.
Which is which?
Okay, the regular vouchers start with a beginning balance of negative 36,881.
Those are the regular
That's
vouchers.
regular vouchers.
Okay.
It's VASH, it's VAWA, and it's foster youth.
And the other are mainstream vouchers?
That's only mainstream, yes. Mainstream is for the non-elderly disabled, and we get a separate allocation for those. They can't be mixed with the regular vouchers.
Got it.
And that one starts with a beginning balance of 235,041.
All right, looks like
255,041?
255,041, 255,041.
Okay, I can't see.
Okay,
Sorry.
all right, just want to make sure I'm looking at the right thing. Okay,
Which one is the 255? I'm sorry, what did you call
The
that one?
255 is the mainstream voucher one. We have to separate those from the regular vouchers. We get a different allocation from HUD for those.
Gotcha, thank you.
okay. Like the purple green combo. Okay. I do have a couple questions on this. How do you budget the portability numbers, the out and in? We budget way more out than in. on portability, it looks like, when you go through the year on this, or you assume though, how does that work?
Okay, so you're looking at the port outs?
Yes,
Okay, so port outs are families that have a voucher through us, and they went to another housing authority.
right, okay,
The HAP that we're paying to the other housing authority is what is being reflected here. So, for example, we have in December 22 port outs, and we paid $29,694 to other housing authorities for those vouchers.
I don't see that, okay.
Under
portabi-
number 30, 29, 30, and 31.
When I look at portability out for the month of, what month are you looking at?
December, I'm sorry, August. Let me go to December.
There
Let me
are
go,
22, okay, you
there's
said
23
December.
in December.
Right,
The total HAP is 33,012 with an
Right.
actual per unit cost. It's an average
Okay.
per unit cost of $1,375.50.
got it,
Okay, so what that tells us is if you look at the top numbers, which is our regular HAP people that are here, we're paying, let's see here, under 9, if you look at number 10, 11, 12, 13, this is telling us, so let me explain a little bit. If we
what
go to
month are you in, Teresa?
December, but I'd like to explain this line by line if you don't mind.
Okay,
Okay,
Good.
I think it'd be a little easier, since this is the first time we're going over this. Number 4, okay, so our beginning balance, of course, is in January, and that's carried forward. Under number 3, this is our regular HAP vouchers that are at the Housing Authority. The HAP budget received is the money that we receive each month from HUD
right,
to pay our HAP payments. Number 5 is what we actually paid out in HAP payments. So we had received $298, $243 in December, and we paid out $271, $298, which left us a variance of $26,945 to the good, and we're using 91% of our budget authority.
okay,
Our year-to-date variance carried from month to month is $196,736. Now, if you
Is
go,
that good or bad? I mean,
that's good, because that's money that we use towards the project-based vouchers that we're going to be putting into other properties. So if-
okay,
Go
this
ahead.
is 2025,
this is 2025, this is
Okay.
December. Yeah. So a good thing about this report is you're getting the whole year.
right,
Now, even though we're a fiscal year, and this is kind of confusing because we're 4/1 fiscal year, HUD funds us on these amounts. So the total amount that we spent for the actual HAP paid will be what we receive from HUD next year.
okay,
So, I'm bringing you a budget report in December with numbers from October to approve for January, trying to figure out what our budget's going to be for next year because it's not approved by HUD yet.
right,
And we use 100% of what we spent. I don't use any percentage above that, but if HUD comes back and says, okay, we're going to fund you when our budget is approved, which our budget wasn't approved till January 30th this year, so there was no way to put in a budget the exact amount that HUD's going to give us. We have to project forward what we used last year. So if HUD comes back and says, okay, we're going to fund you at 105% this year, well, then we get an extra 5% on top of what we have here.
but is it ever the case that HUD would say, look, we gave you 298, you only spent 271, we're only going to give you 271?
Well, and that's where we take the 196,736 and we put it in that voucher management system and
okay,
tell them that that's being obligated to future development.
got it. Okay.
So they can't come back and say, well, we want that back.
Well, we certainly don't have a shortfall. That much.
No,
I
we
can
don't
tell
have
you.
a shortfall.
That's the good news.
That was one of the things we
What
talked about on our meeting today,
Right.
too. There was a lot of housing authorities
Right,
in
with the
shortfall.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, can I ask, or you're just gonna go down the list?
Okay.
All right.
So everybody understand this so far? Any questions? Okay, so the HUD-funded per unit cost number 10, I get this number by taking our baseline units. So if you take number 15, HUD baseline units, we have 363 regular vouchers, VASH, foster youth, all of those vouchers. We have 363 of those. I take that and I divide it in the HAP budget received from HUD. So if I take the 363 that we have and how much HUD gave us, they are giving us enough to pay $821.61 for each voucher. This next line is how much we actually leased, which is 256.
Oh, right here.
But if you take our 256 and divide it into the actual HAP paid, which is the 271,298, we're actually spending $1,059.76 a month, which is
okay.
$238.15 more than what HUD's actually giving us. And that's
Okay.
the reason we can't issue all of our vouchers,
Because you're spending more.
because we're spending more than HUD's giving us.
Well, you're spending more on the portabilities that go out than you are
Yes.
on the portabilities that come in.
That's
By
correct,
a
and we
couple hundred
cannot
apiece.
deny portabilities.
Okay,
It's a HUD regulation, we cannot deny it.
Or they tend to move to more expensive housing.
Yeah, and you can see that, because if you look at your port outs and how much the average cost is, it's $1,375
right.
compared to our $1,059,
Uh-huh, got it.
okay?
Good, okay, got it.
So next, we're going to go into the admin fees. These are the fees that HUD pays us, and we get these admin fees for each unit that actually leased, not the units that, so we're getting paid for the 256 units that are actually leased. We get $22,627 a month. Port ins, so when we're administering a port in for somebody porting out from another agency into our agency, we get 80% of their admin fee to manage that voucher.
Okay.
Teresa, that doesn't seem fair to me, that if we're paying $1,059 for a voucher, that's our actual amount per unit, and then they decide to go and get something that's $1,375, that we have to use our money for them to go live in New York for a higher amount. That doesn't seem right to me, because we're taking money out of our people because they've decided to move to a more expensive area.
And that's when we get closer to a shortfall, we start asking those housing authorities to absorb those vouchers.
Do they?
We do, if we get close to a shortfall, we ask them to absorb those vouchers.
And
Some, if they have the money to do it and they're not in a shortfall, they will. Some of them will, some of them won't. We're not absorbing people, port-ins, because that takes away from the people, that's taken away from our project-based vouchers that we need to use for our next development.
So it happens vice versa, too. Somebody
Correct.
could be moving from Podunk, Arkansas, paying
Right.
$821, but now they move here and it's $1,059.
Absolutely.
So Arkansas has to pay the $1,059.
Correct.
So, okay, well, I see that.
Yeah.
We really have quite a few people leaving.
Mhm.
Well, it's hard to find a sustainable.
Well,
job.
23 is not too bad. That's like, what, 10%?
Our housing costs are so high, right in this area,
Mhm.
and so limited.
Right.
It's very difficult, well, that's what we find, it's extremely difficult for people to find housing
Mhm.
that doesn't eat up their entire.
Well, you can't even buy a new house, Regis. I mean, if you sell your house for 400, you're not going to find another house for
No,
400
of course you're not.
in New Smyrna.
No, not anymore.
So buying is the same thing, and you know that for being in real estate. Michelle?
I do.
Okay, so our admin fees, we received 22,627, 182 in the port-in admin fees that we received from other agencies. Our actual costs for the months was $18,010 with a positive balance of $47.99. So we're using 79.60% of our admin fees for now the actual admin fee cost. That includes salaries, benefits, supplies, inspectors, make right our rent reasonableness, different things like that. So that includes all of that.
Sue has a question.
No, it's not pertaining to this right now, thank.
Oh, okay. All right, we'll get that after we're kind of done.
All right.
How's that sound?
I do have a question, too. I have to go to the restroom, can I just get up?
Yes.
Thank you.
You're excused.
Sue, there's a restroom back behind you. Go through that door. Go through that door. Okay, so we spent 79.60%. Our variance right now for admin fees is $67,468. Our port outs, we just went over. We had 23. The average the HAP was $33,012 with the average cost of $1375.50. Port-ins are the opposite of the port-outs. These are people coming to our area from other areas. We have 8 with $8,064 that we're paying them in HAP, and that's the average per unit cost of $1152. And what we're finding with the port-ins, and the reason that it's a little bit more, is we have to let them know that we're now a move-to-work agency, and some of those people tried to come in. These were people that came in before we were moved to work, and they were not required to work. So now we're, even though they're a port-in, we're making them work.
Oh, because they came from other agencies where they didn't have
Other
to.
agencies did not have the working requirement.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so the other funds in BMS are, RNP is our restricted net position. This is restricted funds only for HAP. We can only use this money to pay HAP payments. We have $159,855. And our unrestricted net position is the admin fee balances that is used for salaries and benefits and different things like that. We have $67,468. Total cash of $227,323.
Okay. Good.
Teresa, this is just a point of personal privilege. I know you have one of your wonderful staff here this evening. I'm personally concerned about her. Does she have to be here this evening?
Are you feeling okay, Michelle?
Are you sure? Yeah. Okay. No, I just know what you're coming back from, so, all right.
If you feel like you need to leave, you can. Okay?
Thank you.
She wants to learn more,
I know,
so.
it's lovely.
So, going back to the reason I brought this up after the thing, to begin with, is that this is great. This tells us what happened in 2025 and that right now we don't have a shortfall issue. But how
Correct.
do you project some of this stuff going out? What kind of reports can you get to project that going out?
I'm working on that right now, a projection report.
Okay.
Did have one of the commissioners come with some questions regarding the budget and some projections. And what I've done is I've reached out, the financials and the budgets the financials right now are newer to us because we're using the Lindsay system and the Lindsay fee accountant. We used to have a separate fee accountant, Patty Tilchin, which was wonderful, but she did not use our system. Sonia has been working with the fee accountant and Lindsay to put everything into our computerized system. So as we move forward, the financials, we're going to have those budgeted income statements and all of those things like that. The budget has been the same for quite a while, so I do believe that maybe we need to look at that. So what I've done is I've reached out to some other housing authorities in Florida and the nation to ask them for their budgets and their financials, so we can kind of compare what they're doing to what we're doing. And we'll bring that information to the budget workshop and have the board look at that and see what they like, what they don't like, and how we need to move forward.
I think that's a good idea. It shouldn't be static. We need to be looking to see if there are.
Well, we've gone from a agency of, we've gone from 253 vouchers to 501 vouchers.
Right,
So we've
right.
doubled in size. Our income's almost tripled, so we need to look at doing things a little bit differently now as we move forward, and projections. So Sonia will be working with the fee accountant on getting that. I'm working with some of our EDs in the state of Florida and getting budgets and financial statements from them so that we can compare.
So let me see if I've got this, Teresa. So we have the admin fees that come in. That's our revenue that we use to pay our people to manage this program.
That's correct.
And then we have the money that HUD gives us that comes in to pay for the vouchers that we pay the landlords.
That's correct.
And we don't have as many vouchers to issue as we have in our pool, because our rents are higher than what HUD's given us on a per unit basis.
That's correct.
So if we could ever get more money from HUD, we could issue more vouchers ostensibly. But then
We
have.
could, but what we're trying to do is save that money for our project-based vouchers as we do our repositioning.
And the project-based vouchers are
Go-
things like Green Lawn.
Green Lawn, yes.
Okay.
So they will go into Live Oak Homes and West Side Phase 2. So we're looking at 80 vouchers. We have 107. We also have some reserves that HUD's holding for us, which is like $434,000 right now.
So it's a balancing act based upon how much HUD gives versus what the rent is versus how we need to bring that 196,736 for our project-based vouchers for our next project that we're working on. Because if we didn't have that, we wouldn't have any vouchers for our next project, and then we would be kind of stuck.
And this kind of is exactly what we use in the voucher management system, the VMS. So when you're asking about what the VMS is, this is more or less what the VMS is. So those bottom numbers of the $195,000, we put at the bottom of VMS and say, we're using this for future development as project-based vouchers. So that way that's committed to something, and it's not just HUD looking at, oh, they got extra money, let's take it.
But we also have to keep in consideration our port outs, because we're having to pay that money, which could be more than our 1,059 to some other city.
Correct.
And then some other city might be paying us 600, which is even less than the 800, because things are cheaper in Ovette, Mississippi, for
Right.
instance. Okay, so that's a real balancing act.
It is. It is.
Wow. Well, thank you for explaining that, because it's much more clear than it ever was, and it's much more clear the balancing act that you have to do to make this come positive
Right.
and not
And that's
negative.
only one program.
Yeah,
With some part of it also based upon what is HUD going to get. So we're always based upon what eventually HUD's monies are going to be to begin with, and we never quite know what that's going to be.
HUD has never underfunded Section 8 program. HUD has always funded Section 8 program at least 100%, if not more. HUD has since I've been in the agency for 22 years, has always underfunded public housing.
Well, because HUD wants us to be out of public housing.
Correct. So it's like I tell HUD, this is how much it cost us to operate public housing last year. And they're like, oh, good, we'll give you 80% of that. And we just have to figure it out.
Okay.
So this is the best way to figure it out, is to reposition public housing into the Section 8 program so that we know we're going to get at least 100% of what we spent last year.
So when we have our meeting next month, you'll show us January, could we go through it one more time? Just
Yes.
to make sure it's locked up in here?
Yes, I'll do this every month for you,
Okay.
okay?
Well, this was really
And
helpful.
if
Thank
you don't mind, we'll go over the VMS
Streams?
report.
Can I make
Now-
one comment, Teresa?
Yes, sure,
On line 7, on this report, it's
yes,
got percent variance, but it's just got, for example, in December, 0.91.
yes,
That whole row needs to be reformatted, so it's in a percent format, because that's really 90.97%, for example, for December.
okay,
It's the same as down below on 13, it's the same format, but this line 7's not formatted in a percentage format.
oh, okay, I see what you're saying, yes, okay. All right, I'll take care of that.
So that would be like less than 1%, is that what you're saying?
What's that?
0.91 would be less than
0.91's
1%.
90, 0.91 is actually 90.97% minus that. That's what it says on this when you reformat it. They're all minuses, and are they supposed to be that? It's supposed to be 90% below?
No, it's not supposed to be a negative, it's supposed to be,
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
I see what you're saying, the format's wrong, so I'll change the format to the one on
Well,
13.
the reason it shows up as a minus is because row 5, the actual HAP paid, those are all negative numbers. So that negative divided by the line above it, which is the budget received, is a positive number.
Right,
That's why it's showing up as a minus percentage.
okay, all
So
right, I'll make that change.
that's just a formatting, it's a equation.
Yeah, it looks like it's probably, yeah,
You
it's
see
that
where the
way.
PUCs, for example, all positive numbers, and that's how you get a positive 128%.
Yes, yes,
So it's not really a 90% negative variance.
okay.
I mean, the variance really should be the 26, shouldn't it be the 26,945 divided by is it divided by the actual or the budget to get that variance?
Well, what we're trying to get there is how much of the actual HAP that HUD gave us versus what we spent. What's the percentage that we're using?
But are you dividing it by the budget or the
Yeah,
actual?
it would be the HAP budget received divided by the actual HAP paid.
Well, I mean for the variance, which is 26, which is the difference between the budget and the actual.
Oh, the 26, okay.
So are you dividing it by the actual or the budget?
That one is HUD funded. It would be the total admin fees.
To me, the variance is from the budget, right?
Correct.
So if that's true, it's 9.03% variance. It's 9% under budget, and it's showing a 91, which would be 90.97%. So if you're dividing that 26,945 by the 298,243 to say this is the variance from what the budget was, that row should really be the 26,945 divided by the budget, which is row 6 divided by row 4. That equals a 9.0, it's a 9%, basically. It's a 9% variance, not a 90.97 minus variance.
Okay. I'm trying, the variance I'm trying to get is not the 26,945. I'm trying to, I guess what I'm trying to get at is maybe it's not written correctly.
But that, yeah,
I'm trying to get the percentage of what we used of the actual HAP versus the budget.
Would be 0.90.
0.90.
Is that right, Nelson?
0.90.
If you divided 271 by 298 to show,
Yeah, that's a 90%. Well, it's 91% of the budget is the actual, but
Okay,
it's not minus 91%.
okay, that's what I'm trying to get at, so I
Yeah.
need to change the
You just,
format there.
it needs to just, row 5 needs to not be a negative number, because that's why it shows it as a negative
Right,
variance.
right,
That's
yeah.
the problem.
Just take the negatives out.
So
and
the
you'll
num,
be-
the formula is correct, it's
Yeah.
just you're dividing a negative by a positive, so you're
Okay.
coming up with a negative.
All right. Got
So
it.
the number's correct. You just need to, row 7 just needs to be reformatted in a percent format, and then the minuses in row 5 need to be taken out where it's not a minus,
Okay,
because it's not a minus. It's a positive 271 divided by a positive 298, which is not a negative, 90%. It's not a 90% variance. I mean, it's a 90% variance. It's 90% of that total if you're just wanting the difference between the budget and the actual. I
right,
hope I
yeah,
didn't
that's,
make that
we
more
want to know how
confusing.
much we're actually using of the amount.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
90 point. So maybe to say it's the percent variance,
Percent variance, okay.
I don't know that variance is the correct, it's the percentage of the actual that's, excuse me, it's the percentage of the budget that's being
Percent of
used.
actual HAP,
Yeah. So maybe that title needs to change in row 7.
okay, I think that, I'll take the variance
I don't want to tell you
out.
what to call it, but you're getting 90% of the money that was budgeted is what's happening, so.
Yeah, we're spending, okay.
It's not a variance of 90%.
Okay. All right, I'll change that wording.
Can we look at the mainstream vouchers too?
Yes. Yes.
Because it looks like we're a little bit behind there, not a little bit, quite a bit. It looks like we're not getting, we're paying out more to the landlords than we're getting. Is that
Correct.
correct? For those mainstream vouchers?
Okay, so for December, we received 110,718, we paid out 110,761. So we're $43 difference.
So we caught up, though. If you look at some of the other months, the variances were quite a bit higher, okay?
Yes, correct.
If you look at January and April and
June, yeah, June was a difference.
August.
Correct.
So, I mean, we really caught up in December, that was great, but our total now, it looks like the total year-to-date variance is a minus $94,000, so that goes against our positive variance for the regular vouchers, does it not, for the total program?
No, because if you look at the beginning balance of 255,041,
Oh, okay, Thank you.
so that's where
All
we have to use that beginning balance, or
Okay.
they're gonna come and try to take it from us. And these are vouchers we can't use as project-based vouchers,
Got it.
so we have to spend the money.
So we have to keep this number, these 138 baseline units, of which you're using
Correct.
113 for
We're-
non-elderly disabled.
Correct.
Okay,
And we have the funds to issue the rest of the vouchers. So that's what we're working on right now.
got it.
And these have to come with referrals, so it can't just be somebody that walks off the street. And if they do walk off the street, we tell them, go to Disability Solutions or SMA, because they're the ones that refer you to us. They do the intake, they find out that they're disabled, they do all the work.
Okay.
They send us the application, then the referral.
So is the mainstream our Green Lawn Manor only, or are there other mainstream vouchers?
No, these mainstream vouchers are for non-elderly disabled between 18 and 61. These are not Green Lawn Manor. Green Lawn Manor is a part of the other one,
Okay.
okay?
Okay,
This is a total separate voucher program. All by itself, we have 138 special vouchers for just disabled families,
okay. All right,
which was one of the populations that was left out before COVID. And these came in during COVID so that people could get housed, so.
okay. And we don't have a lot of portability with these,
No,
obviously.
we don't have, I think we have
Any?
one person that poured
Okay.
it out.
Okay,
But, you know, they got absorbed, so they're no
Got it.
longer a poured
Okay.
out. So we don't
Okay.
have usually portability with mainstream vouchers.
got it. Okay. Well, I think the report, once we, makes sense.
So,
Terri-
yeah, our cash and investments at the end of the year of December was 545,683. We do have 384,642 in unrestricted net position, which is why you're going to see that some of the expenses are higher, the actual admin costs, because we're trying to use that
Right.
unrestricted net position so HUD doesn't come and take it from us,
Okay,
okay?
yep.
So what we've done is we've moved some salaries around in accounting, directors, we've moved some of the
Got it.
funding around.
Teresa, this has got a weird, under fees, we've got a percentage that's 121,000%.
What's that? Which one is it?
It's on row 27, 26, under percent, those first two numbers. I think that formula needs to be looked at for January and February, because it's
Oh, January and
it's not
February?
93,000,
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
121,000%.
Okay, yes. I spent all weekend, so I was a little tired.
Percentage,
I
yeah.
got through this.
Well, and on row 7, it's the same issue where we're spending 100% of the money that was budgeted.
Yeah, not 1%.
So that line
Or
7,
0.1.
however you think about retitling that.
Okay. Well, it looks like 12 did the same thing. Oh, okay, no, that's it.
No, yeah.
Okay, it's number 13, the percentage in number 13 is,
Yeah, that's a good,
It's right
oh,
here.
yeah, the percent. Yeah, that got funky too, right there for December. That's not $1.22, that's minus. It's just a proofing it again thing to tweak it up.
okay. So, yeah, the mainstream's all the same. We ended with restricted net position of 161,041, which means we should have enough money to pay the 25 vouchers that are outstanding and get us to the 138.
Okay. So is that waiting list open for that? Or
We
no?
don't have a
We don't
waiting
have
list on
for
Main
that?
Stream, that
Okay.
they have to come with the referral, but I think we have, how many do we have coming in?
We have at least 11 that are coming in.
Really?
And then
Okay.
we also have, we're working on 4 VAWA and hopefully 2 RASH as well.
Okay, so if we do the 4 VAWA, we'll be at the full 5 VAWA, and the 2 VASH will get us to our full 10 VASH vouchers.
Mhm. Nice. And
Yeah.
that just increases the admin revenue, correct?
Right.
So houses people.
And it houses people.
Yes, it houses people.
Regis is straightening me out here. I'm looking at the money, baby. I'm saying this increases the admin fees. There's a few things I got out of that.
Teresa, you have a very varied board, you know.
What's
You
that?
have a very varied board. We all come
Varied,
from
yes, that's
completely
true.
different perspectives.
Yeah,
No two alike.
On how we look at stuff. Okay.
right. But no money,
That could
no
be
house.
good or bad.
Or both.
That's okay, we'll figure it out together.
This was
This was
really,
very helpful.
really good. Yeah, thank
Thank you.
you. Gosh,
Very helpful,
Very helpful.
Very.
I was able to
To see
put
that.
together what we learned in class, Michelle, you
Uh-huh.
know?
Well, there were
Now
just
with
so many
this.
things that can go wrong.
Yes.
Yeah, so many balls in the
Yeah.
air of these things.
This helps you know where our balls are.
Right.
We're in the air, we're juggling,
Well, and to know that there's plenty of money in case we get a hit.
we do have money,
Here and
yes.
there, somewhere.
We just have to tell them that we're using it for something else, they can't come and take it.
Okay, well, all
Okay.
right. Anything else with the HCV report? Then we'll move on to the FSS.
Okay, so we changed this format a little bit, sorry. We have a total program graduates of 8. We have 1 pending right now. We have 3 of them that moved into homeownership. We have 6 orientations, 6 assessments, 1 graduate. That's the pending graduation.
So this
And-
is 6 new people?
It's
When you say
total-
orientation, 6 new people?
6 new people,
Okay,
yes.
good,
And total signed contracts of participation is 6.
okay.
So, 6 interest, 6 attended orientation, which is our new contracts. Total of 79 participants. Total family members is 235. 12 with escrow, 57 with no escrow. That does not mean they're not working. It just means that they haven't had a recertification to bring that new income to the table
Okay.
yet. We have 2 in public housing with escrow, 8 with no escrow. We have 4 enrolled in college, 1 in a GED program, 67 employed, 12 unemployed. 6 letter of interest mailed out, and that's the 6 that we got the contracts on. And then families that increased their income was 2.
I sat in on a meeting as the parish representative with the FSS, and it was a very, very well done. It was handled with interest, compassion, but also structure. And that's the most important thing when we're trying for stability and for sustainability, is to have structure. The structure has to be done in very small steps with the expectation some of the steps aren't going to be made and they're going to go back, but they still have to be able to make those steps. It's an art, is what it is. It's also hard work.
Yes. And she's doing a very good job.
Very nice job.
All right, services report.
Okay, this is our Community Resource Center report for the month of January. We had 13 senior food bags at $260, 44 homeless bags at $440, 29 frozen meats at $435, 5 food stamp applications. We use by the hour on that, so that would be $100. 70 people and 436 gift cards for a total of $3,024. No bus passes for the month. 18 MREs, these are ready meals that the homeless love. And we get these free from Volusia County. We usually get 2 skids at a time. And, you know, they always call us, you need more, and we'll go get more. So other linkage to resources, 10. 62 homeless served, 13 elderly served. Total number of services provided for the month was $4,159.
Well, during that month, there were 8 days where 23 homeless were housed,
Correct.
and 10 to 15 were going for lunch.
Yes, we had 2 homeless shelters open during the cold snap, one in Oak Hill Community Church in Oak Hill, and they open 24 hours a day for, I think it might have been 10 days, Regis.
It was 10, I was wrong, it was 10 in January.
That's wonderful.
So Saturday, that real cold snap, Saturday night into Sunday morning, I got the email from Alma. I called Alma, who's running the program down there. I'm like, you okay? The water pipes froze. They had no water. So my husband and I, of course, you know, took water, and by the time we got there, they had used the hairdryer. They had a pump on a well, and it was the pipe to the pump that froze. So luckily, they got back up and running. They do need volunteers. If you ever know anybody that wants to volunteer, they do not have cooking facilities, so we take food down in crock pots and drop it off. They serve it. We go back the next day and get our dishes. They need like plates, napkins, utensils, plasticware, stuff like that. They have cots separated for the men are in the pews and the women are up on the stage. So it's a good setup, and they're very nice. They help out with a lot of things too. So, but they were very exhausted by the time that cold snap was over.
Sure.
But need a lot of men for overnight shifts. So if any volunteers, or you know anybody wants to volunteer for some overnight shifts.
All right, financials.
Okay, public housing. We had operating revenues of $760, $347.95. There was a situation with a budgeted income statement, so a new one was printed out and sent today, this morning. Nelson, did you receive that one?
I did,
You did?
yes.
Okay, thank you. The other one was incorrect. We don't know what happened with the system, something went wrong there, but Sonia found it and fixed it and printed it out. Expenses were $484, $744.06. Total income for, this is the 9 months ending in December. So income of $275, $603.89. Our bank balance at $1,788, $658.61. And then we have our cash equivalents, which match, the assets match the bank balance. We have restricted insurance proceeds of $807,371.38, and we have $50,000 in investments in CDs. And this is our operating funds balance is $102,232. The FSS grant has closed out as of December. We have received the new grant as of February, so we'll be drawing down those funds for January and February. Our capital fund 2024 is $350,548. That has been obligated and to the demolition of live oak homes. And CFP 2025 is a balance of $33,383 was with extra funding that they gave us after the budget was approved. Any questions on public housing?
I guess my only question when I was looking at it, Teresa, is on the budgeted income statement, and I know there's a correction that was made, but say if you just look in the dwelling rent for the 9 months was $149,176, but the budget was $232,584. So are we ever going to make that up by the end of the year? Because it looks like we're sitting with the $83,407. And does that mean that as we're tearing down public housing units, our revenue is decreasing? Is that what that's meaning? And so,
Yes, and that's being reflected on the new budget.
Okay. Those
Yeah.
units, those,
The rental income is being reflected on the new budget as a decrease as we move forward.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's all I had. Open market? Okay.
or vouchers?
Oh, I have section 8 next.
Oh, I'm
Vouchers
sorry.
next.
I just keep skipping over that, don't I? I apologize.
You do.
Okay, so total operating revenues, $3,881,732.76 for the 9 months ending December. Our expenses were $3,847,801.57, leaving and this would be $33,931.19. Our restricted net position at 384, 353.12. Unrestricted net position at 419, 649.30. This would include both the mainstream and the regular Section 8 vouchers. Our bank balance at 1,252, 518.76. And we have $50,000 also in a CD and HCV program. Does anyone have any questions on the HCV program?
So this is good because we're getting a lot more money in than was on the budget. So that's good. But I had a question on the, when you go down into operating expenses and you look at labor and contract costs.
Which statement are you on?
I'm still on the budgeted income statement.
Budgeted income statement?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why is there
And-
labor and contract
Okay, what line are you on?
operating expenses?
Okay,
It says, it's 0700244410 and 4430. I was just wanting to know, how come there's labor and contract costs with Section 8 if that's what landlords are supposed to pay?
we're doing a budget revision on that, because maintenance should not be on there. We use maintenance once in a while to do our HCV inspections, because both of our maintenance guys are Inspire certified inspectors. So if there's ever, it's a situation where it's a last minute move-in and we need an inspection done, because right now we can only do move-ins for the first of the month. We can't move in any, we used to do first and the 15th. What I found out in some of my trainings is if anybody we move in on the 15th and pay that half a month payment, HUD doesn't pay us for that.
Oh,
So we only do
really?
move-ins on the first of the month now, because we can't afford to pay for 15 days of HAP
right.
and not get reimbursed by HUD.
Right.
So we only do move-ins on the first.
Okay.
So there are times where somebody gets a request for tenancy approval from a landlord. If it's at, we try not to do them after the 20th, but sometimes their voucher is going to expire. And it might be an emergency situation where our third-party inspector can't get there to do a move-in inspection in time. We'll use our staff to do the inspection. The only thing our staff can't inspect is our own properties, like Green Lawn Manor, Open Market and Development Corporation units. We have them do pre-inspections, but we also have a third party come and do the inspections. But they can't do HQS inspections for our properties, but they can for the other 501 vouchers. So,
Okay, all right, that's all I had.
But a lot of these expenses are over budget in the voucher program. Like all the administrative expenses are way over, and utilities, operating, I mean, you know, all these line items, general expense, insurance, way out the door. I mean, a lot of them are, so it's a good thing we have those admin
those
fees
reserves, yes,
from the voucher program, it would appear.
yes. And the budget was done the same way this year as it was done last year, or last year as it was this year, where we're trying to project, you know, what we used from last year to this year.
Okay.
So it may be that we need to bring a budget revision to the board.
Okay. All right, what's up next?
Open market. So our open market program, we have $95,562.20 in revenue, expenses of $98,694.69, which was a loss of $31,32.49, and that was some vacancies that we were turning over. Those vacancies, you know, for those months that the vacant hurt our revenue. But we have a bank balance of 303,790.49.
so I'm back to the budgeted income statement again.
Okay.
Because that's really useful to me, Teresa, to look at that
Okay,
document. So it looks like for the 9 months, we're under budget with the money. And I divided it by, what did I divide it by? Oh, how many months? Okay, well, never mind, forget about that. But my question is, what's the homeless and disadvantaged grant that we were supposed to get 13,000 and only got 4? And then the CFP grant, which we were supposed to get 3 and didn't get any. Are we gonna
Okay.
get any of that money, or is that something we were,
the CFP grant, that's capital fund grant, that is public housing funds. So that should not be budgeted in the Section 8 program, or the open market program.
okay, so we can take that out.
So that needs to be removed. The homeless and disadvantaged grant, we're not done with the year. The 13,000 is for the year, okay? We were just awarded another $10,000 from the city, so we'll be receiving, we should have received part of that money in January, so that should reflect in January's budget.
Is that to put them into an open market unit?
Yes, no, well, we put it in open market because it's non-federal funds.
Okay,
We don't want to, if we put anything in public housing or Section 8, it totally restricts it to only those programs.
got it.
Open Market and Development Corporation, we have flexibility to use funding other ways because it's not federalized.
Okay. Thank you. That's all I had on that. Do you have anything else or on the financials?
Development Corporation?
Development, yeah.
Okay,
So Development Corporation, we had operating revenue of 129,518.76, expenses of 77,365.52, with a net income of 110,342.95, and our bank balance of 297,450.79.
this was the easiest one to read, Teresa.
Well, this is nicely over budget on revenue, too.
Yes, it is,
That's why she saved it for the last, Judy.
because it was
You
easy.
made it through all that, now you just got this simple little thing to look at.
Nicely over budget and under budget on expenses.
Yes.
All right.
As long as we can keep them leased.
Oh, yeah.
I have no questions on that. I'm ready for your new business section.
Yep.
Okay, new business, we'll be bringing to the board a resolution for Open Market and Development Corporation, that the Housing Authority employees or relatives cannot rent Housing Authority-owned units in the Open Market and Development Corporation program.
Is the goal here to avoid a conflict of interest?
It's a conflict of interest.
I move resolution 2026-3 be approved.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, old business, we're gonna set a budget meeting for March,
Yes,
since we're already at February, whatever, right? And we're
Yes.
busy in February, so.
And we're busy in March, too, so like, what kind of,
well, I have to go to Tallahassee the end of February, or go to the Hill.
I can't
So-
do it the end of February.
Yeah, I
Teresa.
can't do it the end of February.
I'm just getting back that week, and it's already full.
Do you want to do it before the board meeting in March? Or is that going to be too long? We do a separate meeting, maybe the following week after the board meeting?
I think it might be better to do it as a separate meeting,
Okay,
just my feeling.
Well, given that it's 7 o'clock and we're still here, had we started earlier, we would be really wiped out.
yes. Well, we went through a lot of details tonight that hopefully will clear up some of the stuff for the budget.
I think so,
Yeah.
yeah.
So the next board meeting is actually,
On the 9th of March.
Well, do we want to
Yes.
do it during the day, like first thing in the morning? Do we want to do it at the end of the day, like 4 o'clock? Or what's everybody's thoughts? Let's maybe do that
Well,
first. and then we-
afternoon's always better for me.
The afternoon's better for me. I'm in
Well,
school until 2
afternoon.
o'clock, so I
Late
could do it
afternoon.
like 3 o'clock.
Okay, so the afternoon would be better. When you say afternoon, you mean like 4? Would that be
3 or later.
3 or later? What about you, Sue?
Right,
Well,
that's good.
well, if it's on the 16th of March, which is the next week, it
Now,
doesn't
is that
matter,
on the-
because I'm on
what day
spring
is that, on the
break
9th?
that week. the week
I
of the
good
can't
that
16th.
do,
week?
I
could
can't
do
do
it
that day.
anytime.
you can't do the 16th?
No,
Okay.
something else on the 16th I have. See, okay, that's why I'm asking this question about March.
Yeah, I could do 3 or later, any other Monday, 3 PM.
The 23rd would work, 3 or later.
I don't plan on being in Florida then.
On the 23rd?
No, I won't be here either. I'll be
Oh.
gone that entire week. Well, does it have to be a Monday? Can it be a different day?
No, we can do it. What about later in the week or the 9th, after the board meeting?
Like the
week of
11th, you mean, on a Wednesday?
Wednesday or Thursday?
Wednesday or Thursday?
I can't do it Thursday, I could do it Wednesday. the
I can
Wednesday.
do
11th.
Wednesday.
I can do Wednesday.
I can't do Wednesday until like 5 or 6.
Oh, that's late.
Right.
Okay.
How
I could-
about Tuesday the 10th?
I could do Tuesday the 10th
Tuesday, the 10th?
in the afternoon, yeah.
Tuesday the 10th?
I could do it after 3,
Hey, the
3
only
or
thing I
later on
got Tuesday is
Tuesday.
the Rotary Club.
Well, right.
Well, that's only till 1:15.
Yeah. So 3 o'clock, Tuesday, the 10th?
Tuesday the 10th?
And
Could we
where's
make it
that gonna
3:30?
be?
Just, I've got a doctor's appointment that shouldn't go that long, but I hate to be.
What time?
Could we make it 3:30 instead of 3?
3:30 is fine.
On the 10th?
Everybody else good with 3:30?
Sure.
3:30 on the
3:30.
10th. Got it.
And where's this going to be?
We can do Green Lawn Manor if that's okay
Okay.
with you.
Greenlawn?
Yeah.
3:30? Tuesday the,
And are we assuming a couple hours?
okay.
Let's try for 2.
Okay.
2 o'clock?
Yeah.
3:30
No,
to
no,
5:30.
2 hours.
3:30.
I got 3:30.
3:30.
Yeah, I got 3:30. Okay. Okay, Greenlawn.
3:30.
We should
Okay.
have tea. You always have tea at 3 or 3:30.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Tea and
that's good.
pizza.
Just saying.
Coffee, decaf coffee?
I could use some caffeine about 3:30 if it's going to be a 2-hour budget meeting.
Tea and
Well,
pizza.
it may not be.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, but, you
Maybe it'll
know,
be
I think we should shoot for an hour and allow for 2,
okay.
but that's just me.
Yeah, we'll shoot for an hour.
All right.
Well, and you could get it ahead of time to us as.
I'll give it to you
and
ahead
then
of time.
We can talk to you
Review it.
about it if we have
And
questions or.
I did kind of bring these, so we'll go with this. We're going to remove the account numbers because the account numbers are internal controls for us. So they don't really pertain to the budget. They're just
Okay.
internal controls for Lindsay system.
Well, can you have can we have the row numbers then, so we can refer, like.
What is it?
Just having row numbers if we don't have the account numbers to
Oh,
refer
yeah,
to.
yeah, I think do row numbers, yes.
Okay.
The account numbers, to his point, just helps us say, okay, I'm looking at point
Yeah.
018 on your
Right.
line there, and that kind of helps us look at it, so.
But if we have the row numbers, that should help.
Yeah, whatever is good for you, but don't recreate the wheel. I mean, if it's okay. if you
No,
want the
I
account
plan
numbers,
on
Teresa, we're-
going over what we have, and I would like to bring some of the other ideas from other housing authorities to the board to review, so that we know which way to move forward and take it one step at a time, depending on what we want to change. And I think, I did talk to Sonia, it is a good idea that we do a projection for at least the next 5 years moving forward. But as I say, it's going to be a step-by-step process. It's going to be a lot of changes. So I think bringing a little bit of the changes to the board every month would probably work better. But we'll meet on the 10th and come up with a plan and a consensus of the board of how they want to move forward.
Okay.
Thank you, Teresa.
You're welcome.
All right, you have something else under your old business you'd like to mention?
We did we already did the 40 vouchers for West Side Phase 2.
Okay.
And that is in an RFP right now. It's already been advertised and it's been sent out by Jane. So Jane's working on that property. Live Oak updates, we received the maintenance shop payment from FEMA. Engineers were on the site January 14th to do the independent cost estimate and the scope of work for FEMA's alternate project. We reviewed the following capital repairs for Donnelly Homes. Replace older HCV units, replace all windows, replace old sewer pipes. Sewer pipes are number one because this is a property that will probably stay as a property the way it is now. It will end up converting it in the next few years after we're done rehabbing it to project-based vouchers.
Okay.
Or project-based Section 8 is called PBRA, project-based rental assistance. So it will transfer out of public housing into a Section 8 program, but we would manage it the way it is now, just a different program.
Is that RAD or not RAD?
It's not RAD, it's Section 18,
Section 18?
voluntary conversion.
Okay, oh, okay.
Yeah. So we want to make sure that we get some of these major repairs done to the property so that it is good standing and we don't need to make capital repairs for it for a long time.
Okay.
Replace the old tankless water heaters, all kitchen cabinets, pedestal sinks with vanities in the bathrooms, because the children, we have a lot of children in this property, they break the pedestal sinks, and they're very hard to get into to fix the pipes. It's easier to use a vanity to get to the pipes. We'd like to paint all the buildings and add new outside veneers and paint to modernize the veneer. So we want the better look, a more modern look for the property as people were coming up US 1. You know, we wanted to look like a modern apartment complex and not public housing. We only have 5 units left to rehab in the property. We've already rehabbed 6-7 of them. So remove and replace all the old clotheslines with umbrella clotheslines. Remove all outside wires and shutters from the buildings. Add picket fences to yards to separate units. Separate the units and expand the main office for more file rooms and a board or briefing room. And then locate an alternate maintenance shop or build one.
Have you thought anything about landscaping?
That would be part of the picket fence and stuff like that.
Okay.
But the main things, you know, these are everything that's on our wish list, but we're not gonna get everything on our wish list. So the main big items are really what we need to focus on. And as we get income coming in, we'll work on fixing the rest of it a little bit at a time. But like the sewer pipes, the windows, HCV units, and tankless water heaters, those are major repairs that we want to make sure that we get those done.
Okay.
Locating alternate maintenance shop, we have by Michelle.
Good night,
Bye,
Michelle.
Bye,
Thank
Michelle.
you.
We have a lot at the corner of Washington and Inwood that's in our development corporation. It's a small lot. I think that we could put a smaller maintenance shop and a cage area to keep old refrigerators until, you know, we have to dispose of refrigerators and stoves. We have a little area that's fenced in that we keep old refrigerators and stove until we can get them disposed of.
Would you rent that from the Development Corporation?
I would build it under the Development Corporation, have public housing rent it.
Okay,
And then when public housing transferred out, we already have a maintenance shop for Development Corporation, open market. So Section 18 application submitted to this SAC August 6th. It was approved December 8th. I'm still working on scheduling a community meeting for the demolition. We are scheduling a pre-construction meeting with the City and the Utilities Commission for Live Oak Homes. And mediation update, I'm waiting for the attorney to call me back. The negotiation settlement were supposed to happen the end of January, so I'm waiting for a call back to find out what's going on with that. Once we have more information, we will call a special board meeting to discuss numbers that we need to settle with the insurance company, and that the board will need to be able to give me authorization to settle for whatever number the attorney comes up with. And that will be a special meeting of the board. West Side Phase 2, we are in a DDA boost for 2026. Right now, I think we're looking at working on the 4% bonds. With the DDA, we would get the extra 30%. We're also in the DDA for Live Oak Homes, which means we had 16.5 million last year. With the boost, it brings us to 22 million, and we would not have any gap funding. So they're looking to finalize the budgets and the numbers and get everything started and close on Live Oak Homes by the end of this year. Regis.
I know.
West Side Phase 2, we may just move forward with the bonds. That way we can do the same thing we did with Live Oak Homes, especially being in the boost area. We get the extra 30%, which makes the numbers work better. So it may be easier to do the 4% with the boost and not try to go through another round of lottery drawings.
Well, that's
Got it.
encouraging.
Yes.
Yes, so we'll be developing Live Oak Homes, West Side Phase 2, and Donley Homes.
Okay.
All right. Does anyone have any comments before we adjourn the meeting that they would like to share for the good of the agency?
No, thank you.
No? Sue?
I think Teresa's doing a great job.
Yeah. I agree.
I agree.
Thank you, Teresa.
Thank you.
I think this was the
Good
best
meeting.
meetings we.
I'm sorry it was so
ever had.
long, but I wanted to
No,
clear
There
up
was
some
a
of
lo-
those.
You did a great job,
Thank
Teresa.
you.
I agree with Nelson on that. Thank you for all your hard
I
work
do.
for this.
I agree,
Yeah.
absolutely.
It's your
Michelle,
fault, you
anything?
made me go to that, thing, so I had all these questions on that
Conference.
right, the conference. I
What,
had
now,
these
now you
questions
have
on
all the
voucher
information?
Shortfall, and then, that's what happened.
Well, the shortfall scared everybody. We're not in a shortfall.
It did scare me, are you kidding? It wasn't the
We need to
thing,
call it
was-
something else, Teresa. Shortfall just freaks me out.
Well, that's what happened. I sent them to the conference, and that's all they did was talk about
Talk about
shortfall.
shortfall.
And I'm trying to tell them we're not in a shortfall, but they're like, I don't know. How do we know?
But everyone else seemed to be in one, so it was like.
And they are. They are.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, they spent, like,
you
the whole
talked to.
meeting was on shortfall,
yeah.
that whole meeting.
Yeah,
We worked very hard not to be in shortfall. We've gone down that road.
yes. Yes, we did. 1 year, we were in shortfall, and I think we were in shortfall for less than $5,000.
Yes.
Okay.
So,
You were not happy.
Well, no, you're not happy, but you can live with $5,000.
yeah, yeah.
But boy, oh boy,
Well, there are a lot of them out there.
yeah.
No, you got some very large agencies that's in trouble right now with that shortfall stuff.
Who is?
Larger agencies in the state,
Yes, so.
yeah. Yeah, I'd say at least 50% of the people on my call today from Florida were in shortfalls. So they're going to DC about it in March.
And some part of it has to be with this 40 months before you can do anything about eviction. You're losing money.
Right.
That's a small exaggeration, but you're losing money month after month after month,
Just adds
not
up.
only are you losing money individually, but it spreads like a virus among others who say, let's
Do
play
the
the
same
game,
thing.
do it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's not helping HUD, and, you
No.
know, that's not helping
No.
HUD.
No.
It doesn't
Yeah, they
help
put a
me.
lot of regulations and rules out there, but then don't give us the funding to do it.
Right.
So,
Yeah. Unfunded mandates, that's what we used to call them.
yeah, that's it. That's a good one.
Oh.
Here, do this, but I'm not going to give you the money to do it.
Right.
That's exactly right.
Your time
All
you
right, well,
have.
meeting adjourned, 7:10.
Thank you.
We don't
Thank
need a
you.
motion.
See you all the next time. See you.
Yep.